Welcome to Wellspace Counseling. My name is Jason Wilkinson, and have you ever worked for or just seen a manager or a boss or a supervisor that just really handles conflict, moments of conflict and stress well? And you ever wonder to yourself, like, gosh, how did they do that? What is involved in being able to handle those moments of stress? Well, I want to give you 4 characteristics of what is called, or what I call, the emotionally regulated leader. So characteristic number 1 of an emotionally regulated leader is they're able to focus and manage well. So they're not overcome by emotion during times of stress or conflict, but they don't ignore it either. So it's one of those things where they recognize that it is an emotional situation. Conflict is an emotional situation, and they don't shy away from it, but they're not overcome with it either. It doesn't rule over them. They don't get swept into it. Characteristic number 2 of an emotionally regulated leader is they practice self-awareness. So they're very much aware of the emotions that they carry within them, some of the things that maybe are causing them to have a rough day, a bad day, or causing them stress, and maybe what's even causing other people's stress. And they're very much aware of what's going on inside of them and what they bring into the situation that when they're dealing with employees or supervisees or customers. Characteristic number 3 of the emotionally regulated leader is they know when to take action and when to not. When is it best to go ahead and step in, and when is it best to go ahead and back out? And they are able to balance that well because they're able to make some really firm, solid, reasonable decisions. Characteristic number 4 of the emotionally regulated leader is they're aware of the bias that they carry into different situations, of how they feel about certain employees or certain customers, things that come up inside of them, ways that they perceive the situation and themselves inside of that situation. So these are just some of the characteristics that you see in a leader that's able to emotionally regulate. You can find out more about emotional regulation, tips on communication, tips on leadership at the blog at www.wellspacepdx.com/blog.